Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the Mirror 1 and 2 from Viper Knives. These are a very unique pair of fixed blades, and I'm going to go ahead and get this open here so we can start taking a look. These will come with the same magnetic leather sheath. You've seen this a lot with MKM knives. Nice, quick, and easy if you want to drop it in the pocket or magnetically attach it inside the waistband. You can do that. Let's take a look at the Mirror 2 here. Now, the Mirror 2 is what I would consider the more practical or traditional version of the two. Let me go ahead and bring in the Mirror 1, and you can see that these are in fact a mirror of each other. Where on the 1 you have a nice thumb ramp, and on the 2 that is spun around and acts as a finger choil instead. So let's start with talking about the Mirror 1. So this was as it implies in the name, the first version, and it was designed to be a pretty aggressive thumb ramp here for nice piercing tasks. But when they were doing kind of their R&D with just some samples, they were noticing that people were instinctively picking it up and using this as a finger choil and could potentially put their thumb on the blade end there. So they decided, let's make one that those people would be more prone to, which is the Mirror 2. But if you want to get a little bit more cutting edge and you like a nice thumb ramp, you have that with the Mirror 1. I can definitely see both of their uses. I think I am certainly more prone to using the Mirror 2 because as soon as I saw this one, something kind of malfunctioned in my brain and it didn't quite make sense at first. And I just think that when I see this shape, I would, just like those people, instinctively pick this up and be like, oh, nope, not that way. But this is kind of a perfect example of something that I see quite a bit here at the shop, where there are so many times that myself, coworkers, or customers will come in, pick up a knife, and kind of say, I almost feel like if you flipped the ergonomics on this handle and flipped it over the other way, it would feel a lot more comfortable. It may sound funny, but it actually happens quite a bit here. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the technical specs on these. They are both going to be using Böhler's M390 blade steel. You get a great edge retention out of it. It's normally heat treated to about 60 to 61 HRC. Viper and all the other Italian brands have been using M390 for a long time now, and they know what they're doing with it. Now let's go ahead and bring in a ruler to look at some specs here. So starting with the Mirror 1, you can see overall these are both going to be right at about 7 inches long with about a 3.5 inch blade. But like I mentioned earlier, with either having a finger choil or thumb ramp, that'll change how much cutting edge you have. So here on the Mirror 1, you've got right at about 3.25 of cutting edge. When if I swap over to the Mirror 2, you'll see that finger choil cuts that down pretty dramatically down to about 2.75. Now, I don't really think that bothers me too much. I would certainly, personally, much rather prefer having a front finger choil choking up a little bit further for some nice, fine cutting tasks. But if you're looking for more of a aggressive thumb ramp, if you're trying to have more of a pokey utensil, you've got both of those as options. And now the weight will vary because these do come in a lot of different handle options that you can see over at GPKNIVES.com. But just so that you can see here, you're looking at about a little under 3 ounces for these. And then, my card is always going to weigh a little bit less. And for giggles, your sheath's at about 1.7. So these are a very unique and interesting pair of fixed blades. I was a little bit taken aback and confused when I first saw them. I'm not going to lie. As I said multiple times, the Mirror 2 is a lot more traditional. The Mirror 1 kind of threw me for a loop at first, but after actually having it in hand, I can totally see how it was intended to be used. and I can appreciate that. But I am glad that they made its counterpart. So be sure to let me know in the comments what you think about this pair, and if you've ever had a knife that you think would feel better if you just flipped the ergonomics. I know I've had quite a few over the years. If you want to see even more specs and details on these knives or pick one up for yourself, links are in the description box down below. While you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, stay sharp.